Yeah.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the KubeEdge community meeting. This is the US time today. It's 2020, February 26th. So I think we can start. Let me share the screen to go through the agenda. Okay, for all the people on the meeting, please leave your name at the attendees. Okay.
Okay.
So first of all, is about the project updates. I think we have a couple of fixes after 1.2. So Shifei, would you like to give updates?
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, this PR have got merged. In this PR, we reflect the key admin. Now the key admin is not will not install the Kubernetes at the runtime like Docker. Yeah. Now it's only install the component of KubeEdge. Yes. And the document has not been refreshed. I will fix it today or tomorrow.
Okay. So I think we have this weekend release 1.2.1, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Other fixes we have gone through on the last meeting. So if nothing else, we can go on. So next is about the docs hosting issue. So currently, if some of you have contributed to the document, mainly this one. Hold on. Currently, we are hosting our document in the main repo. It's on the docs directory, but the issue is that when anyone send a pull request to this directory, we cannot have a preview. The preview is we are expecting something like this. Just like when we contributed to the website repo, there should be one temporary build of this the document side, but currently the reader the docs don't have this option. I have checked that the document they can enable this feature by sending an email, but no response yet. Or we can move our content to the website repo. Anyone have any idea about this? Hello?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
I mean, currently we have two options. One is that we wait the reply from read the docs to see if they can enable the feature building preview for the document pull request, or we can just move all the document content to the website repo, because website repo the Netlify already had the preview option.
So I'm currently finding a new contractor to redo the website. I think my idea is maybe we can wait for the reader doc reply. If not, we can move to website repo.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay. The other another thing I want to discuss is about the structure of the documentation. So if you have took a look at the document, currently it's not quite clear about the agenda. The getting started, it has some introduction about how to run KubeEdge and also how to contribute. And the setup looks like part of the user manual. And there are many sections about the concepts. So it's not quite well organized. We also have got some issues complaining about this previously. So here's one of the tentative proposal reorganizing the content. So the basic idea is that we can split user guide and developer guide. Initially, we can just include how to run, how to install KubeEdge, and how to try or play with a demo application. For the basic concepts, I think we can include the architecture components and the additional API provided by KubeEdge. And also, I think another section is important is that we need a full documented reference. It needs to provide all the details about the API object fields and also the like the design specifications of the mappers. There's some background. Let me mute someone who's not talking. Okay. And the last section would be community, so we can just put the miscellaneous useful resources as well as some of the governance rules here.
I think most part should be in the GitHub, right? Not, yeah, it should be exist in two places. Normally, I think in KubeEdge, GitHub already have the contributor guide and everything.
Yeah, otherwise we can just
give a link.
Have a link, yeah. What about the other sections?
So far, good.
Okay. So the pull request not yet there, but the issue we can first discuss on the issue.
Okay.
Okay. So another thing is that we get another window open for the idea submissions to Google Summer of Code. It closes on March the 1st. Currently, we have one idea there. Let me just check what's here. So we get one here currently, and we still have some time. We can submit more ideas about the Summer of Code. Anyone have any idea so far?
So that's for the interns?
Yes, yes, Google Summer of Code, yeah. That's kind of the intern. Let me just pay the Right here.
I think it's go back to the doc. I think like the competition last year, we can try to develop more user cases, right? Use KubeEdge.
Yeah.
We can sponsor them to say based on KubeEdge.
You mean like we can
say, yeah, it's a leverage KubeEdge to develop new examples or user cases, right? Yeah, I can.
Yeah, you can type in.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, you can type as develop new examples or new applications, right? Example application or app.
Yeah.
This one, yeah, I can try to write one so we can synchronize on the GitHub.
Sure. Okay. I think moving to next, maybe. The KubeCon Shanghai, the CFP closes on this Friday. It's the 2018th Pacific time. So just want to know if anyone applied for the talks.
This one is co-located. It's OSS, right? So it's not.
Yes. Yes.
So the topic could be either conference.
I'm not sure if it's the website not updated. The Open Source Summit CFP seems closed already.
Yeah, the talks are separate. The talk selections are separate.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I checked that the website. Seems like the CFP close date are also different.
Yeah.
Anyway, if anyone would like
to, I will think of it, Jen, to see if we want to put our KubeEdge kernel blueprint there, so we can submit there too.
Yeah, that would be one good idea. And also, yes, go ahead.
I have a question. Is there any co-located event opportunity for this, for KubeCon?
Yes, yes.
If yes, are we gonna do a co-located event the day before KubeCon for KubeEdge, or just in general?
I think we can do one, but just currently we have not yet made the decision. So do you have any recommendation? So I want to update that, like starting with the KubeCon Europe, so people can directly apply for tutorial sessions. There'll be 2-hour talking. So the content is just you can go through the basics and teach the attendees to try your products, something like that.
Yeah, the workshop, right? We have KubeEdge one in
the Europe, yeah. Yeah, so we can either apply for a tutorial this time, or we can hold a co-located event for KubeEdge. But co-located event does not limit to hands-on tutorial. We can also have something, some other content.
Yeah, I just have a suggestion, because I think maybe a lot of Chinese users and developers cannot go to KubeCon EU. So KubeCon China would be a really good opportunity for everyone to get together and for Chinese community. That's why I'm wondering. Yeah.
So yeah, Kevin, is more like you, if you can get the budget, so we can have one combined with tutorial and workshop, right? So we can present all the successful examples and user cases. And I think the Harvard did that before too. I think last year Harvard, no, not last year, the year before.
Yeah, I think it'll be. I think we might even get more attendance in China than Europe. So it'll be. I think it might be
Hopefully.
cost effective to include both users and developers.
Yeah, I think we have budget. I just need to double check about that. Okay, for the CFP, maybe I think I'm going to invite the other contributing organizations to also submit some talks.
Sorry, I have another question. So because KubeEdge is a CNCF official project, so we should be able to get one like introduction and deep dive sessions, right?
Yes.
By default.
Yes.
So we have
Yeah.
those already. Okay. Yeah.
So maintenance session, CFP is not yet open, but anyway, we can have one there, and the past conferences we get at least one each time. So this time I think we will probably also get one. But the maintenance session looks like focus on general community thing, so people can like for introduction, it's more likely for new contributors. The speakers can go through basics and tell attendees how to participate the project. For the deep dive, it's more likely for current contributors to discuss about some technical issues or where what project is heading to, sort of things.
Yeah. So those are for the project. I think it's good we get those, and I would encourage people to submit talks around edge, especially there's intelligent edge. That there's a trend of intelligent edge going on, and maybe we can even combine KubeEdge with Volcano or any other AI related project running in cloud native. So that kind of topics might be interesting.
The
like intelligent edge, I think that's the trend, right? That's what's going on right now.
You mean for the CFP or
for CFP? I mean, I'm just brainstorming ideas of because you already have like introductory and deep dive, right? That talks about the project itself. But I'm wondering, in order to keep the momentum going, we want to kind of incorporate some of the interesting applications, right? And I think one of the interesting application for the edge is intelligent edge. That's what I'm noticing. And running AI workloads on the edge, that kind of things. So, and I think people might be very interested or might have more content around that area that we can submit. Just an idea. We can also yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about doing submitting, but I just wanted to throw it out there in case other people have more content around that area.
Yeah.
And also this used to be a maintainer booth. I think for China one, we can host one, the maintainer booth, so to answer the questions. And
do you know any details about maintainer booth? I can't remember clearly.
That there's a one that in the NA and the EU, there's one. I'm not sure.
So the maintainer booth is like
it's a Q&A, right? It's there. They can.
It's like one combined. I mean, all the projects just have a slot of period of time there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we can take use of.
Yeah. And
oh yeah, I remember. That's called the middleware maintainers, right?
Yeah, maintainers.
So I have an idea. So if we're targeting, maybe Q2 for the, for KubeEdge to enter incubation, So this could be before, are we thinking about before KubeCon China or after KubeCon China? I think before KubeCon China, I don't know if we'll be ready if we don't have enough use cases in, in production. But if we are not ready before KubeCon China, then that means KubeCon China will be extremely important for us to do the last, push for momentum. So maybe, so when, August comes, then we can apply for incubation. So that's why I think we should do more activities at KubeCon China for KubeEdge.
Yes, yes. So regarding the incubation thing, I think we need to maybe we need to start tracking the things, because currently we
should
just
have a separate meeting.
Yeah, and probably we need to have a like umbrella issue, or we need to check all the items on in the spreadsheet.
Yeah, maybe for the next meeting, maybe we can have a dedicated meeting to talk about our qualification, for KubeCon, for KubeEdge to enter incubation. Maybe we should have a dedicated meeting to discuss that, to see where the gaps are and how we're going to meet those gaps before we apply.
Yeah. Yeah. And just to go back to the CFP ideas, I think we can we can invite some of the end users to talk about their use case.
Yeah, I think it would be great if we can invite the users to speak about, their experiences, use cases on stage at KubeCon China.
Yeah.
I mean, if we can get them to, I guess it's too late for KubeCon EU, but KubeCon China, definitely we need that in order to build awareness.
Yeah, and also another idea is Jane just typed below is the KubeEdge Akrino blueprint. So how to build a Akrino things using KubeEdge.
So Kevin, just want to let you know, so Linux Foundation is having a member summit at Tahoe in March.
Yes. Yes.
So I have set up a meeting with ARPIT for the the Linux Foundation Edge project, and then Dan Cohn from CNCF project and Chris Anichek, who is the COO of CNCF. So I set up a meeting, and we're gonna talk about how we're gonna position KubeEdge in the LF Edge landscape, because they have a landscape, and I want to see if we could, build more awareness for KubeEdge in that community and also in their marketing material. So we're gonna talk to, and we're also gonna talk to them about Akrino blueprint. Some of us are gonna be in that meeting, so we'll let you know. That would be very helpful if we could help, build the awareness of KubeEdge in that community.
Yes, yes. For the blueprint, for the landscape, I think KubeEdge is there, but just a very small icon. So, yeah, I can show you right now.
Oh, that's great, because last time I checked, it was only Kubernetes. I didn't see KubeEdge. So if it's there, yeah, it would be great to see it.
But if you took a look, it's very small.
Okay,
I'll try here. I think Edge Pass. Yeah, I think this one. Or the network is slow.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's in the forward of this. This one.
Oh, that's great. Okay, I was looking at the other one. I was looking at the other picture. It was not. There's only.
Okay.
But I think the point is to involve Arpit and let him know that we should talk more about KubeEdge, and then increase more collaboration between the two communities.
Yes, yes. Okay. So, any other things? Or we can move on?
We can move on.
Okay. So there's some discussion about the further improvement about the installer KubeEdge. So
Yeah,
I think
I start to look at it, so I just wonder what, because it was in the Europe time, I missed that one. So I wonder what exactly we want to make the improvement. I already start to take a look at that.
So I think we may need an umbrella issue to track the whole things.
Yeah, I will create an issue in the GitHub, so I can ask people to contribute.
So I think one of this is that
they remove the
yeah, I mean skip installation of Kubernetes and the runtime. But in the meantime, we may also need like something like one-click script.
Install Kubernetes. I don't think it's the scope of KubeEdge, right? We can give people say we assume we already have.
Yeah, I mean the alternative one-click install script is for like for the new users want to just try in minutes.
Then that's a one box, right? You mean the one box is more like a mini cube. It's not a key and
no, maybe we can just do the
kind of mini cube
way.
I think.
Yeah, we can. I mean, install with Minikube or like Ubuntu, we can use install with micro KAS sort of things. Just to have a very.
I'm thinking just do Minikube. That's a universal thing, and it's already fully used. But that's my idea.
Okay. Yes.
That's
another thing is that we. Yeah, I think you got the idea. Another thing I think is support the installation on Raspberry Pi.
You mean the server side, cloud side?
Edge side.
Edge side, I think already okay. It's just the script install, right? It's already manually verified.
No, currently we don't support. The KubeEdge can only set up edge nodes on Ubuntu and CentOS, I think, if I remember correctly. Oh, not yet. And just the Ubuntu currently.
Okay, I will take a look at that, and we probably can create an issue to track this in the GitHub.
Yeah, the other one is better support with the component config API. I think it's part of it is already fixed in the latest fixes, but we need we need to do more support on that and expose all the configs. Okay. Anything to add, or we can move on?
I think for this one we should create a an issue in the GitHub, so we can put all this in the
Yes.
just created an issue so we can mini node is not enough.
Yes. Okay. Let's move on. So about the KubeEdge Arduino blueprint, there was one called the Elliot, and I'm not sure we want to discuss about this one or we have another one.
No, this is not about Elliot. I think Elliot is from Huawei. I believe it's the network BU or the open source. So that one is different. So that one is not using KubeEdge for the underlying platform. So this one is the main purpose is to introduce KubeEdge into the Acrano community. The background is like this. So there are similar open source projects at the platform level. Say, for example, Starling X, or the Tencent. I think Tencent, there is something called TRF. They have a platform, cloud edge platform. So they are entering, or they show their presence in Acrano community in form of a blueprint, and in that way, it helped to raise the visibility of their platform project. And their platform project by its own is still a upstream project. So all the coding development is done in their upstream project. But they present themselves with the blueprint to show how a end-to-end solution with a real use case in that scenario, this platform can be used. So looking at that, then we also noticed that the other public cloud vendors from China, Baidu and Alibaba, they both are entering Acrano in this blueprint form factor. So having seen all these happening, and try to raise the visibility of KubeEdge into the Acrano community, essentially into the LF Edge. Cloud Lab and us, we basically from the core network back in HQ. So we decided it's a good idea to do a KubeEdge blueprint end-to-end use case with a AI offloading. So that's the background. So it's basically it's almost like all our competitors are there. So we also want a KubeEdge to be there to showcase our special features and you know, the unique functionalities provided by KubeEdge. So that's the overall background. And then, yeah, and then a little bit more on the Acrano blueprint. I don't know how much you guys are aware of the way how Acrano blueprint works. It's pretty much a focusing on the blueprint itself. A blueprint can be a set of configuration files. It can be the real, you know, code level configuration files in XML, or it can be in any documentation format. It can include the installation guide. So basically, once the blueprint is accepted and verified, published, so all the configuration files to support this end-to-end use case solution needs to be uploaded to Acrano repository. And for the underlying components, say for example, KubeEdge, or we have offloading components, right? So those can be uploaded into the repository in form of source code or binary. So, so this is a little bit different from a typical open source code development project. So this is, but the Blueprint project has its own process. So it has, you know, we're going through this process right now. So it has the proposal phase, and then eventually you will have to allow them to access your end-to-end system, or you can look at their lab. They may have a hardware platform which you may be able to leverage. So eventually they have a verification test process. It's kind of you do in a request or response form factor to verify your system can do certain things, and then once that passed, then it'll be viewed as verified. And then for a Crano Blueprint, there are usually 2 releases every year. The cutoff time, the release date, one is May 30th, the other is November 30th. So these are the 2 things. And then if we want to use their underlying infrastructure, say for example, KubeEdge is actually not governing the hardware, right? So so we may be able to load into their hardware platform, if we will. If that's the case, they also have some CI/CD process for you to leverage. But my understanding is that that is not necessary. In general, so the Blueprint has its own process. We will have to go through. This is my first Blueprint project as well. Huawei, Huawei has a Elliot project. I think their key developers are in India. So they're in Crano as well. They actually proposed another new Blueprint project, which is enterprise application server, something like that, but that's different from what we're doing. So the key thing, again, the key thing is really this Blueprint is to bring KubeEdge into Crano. And Crano, it's interestingly enough, Crano, although it started off as a telco edge community initiated by AT&T, but somehow the visibility itself is getting bigger and bigger. So people are looking for edge solutions, especially edge stack, which may not be used in a typical telco edge scenario. They're still looking into Crano blueprints and see whether there is anything they can leverage. So this is one thing. We also think it's valuable if we can introduce KubeEdge into this. And so this is all the background and okay. Now.
So I got the idea. I think I just want to double check. So this one will be focused like integration. I mean leveraging AI at the edge, right? So the underlying platform we will include KubeEdge, right?
Yeah. Have you seen any diagram of the Blueprint proposal? I don't know whether In has shared before.
No, not yet. I am not quite familiar with the Crano, but I think that AI with AI at edge is very hot topic, and I think it's definitely attractive to the whole community.
Yeah. So, because I didn't realize how the KubeEdge weekly meeting is organized. Because In told me yesterday, I didn't ask enough questions. I actually made a few slides before. I don't know if we have time. I can just briefly show probably 2 slides.
Yeah, I think we have 18 minutes, so we can maybe we can quickly go through it.
Yeah, let me just show 2 slides just to
Okay.
yeah, where we're. If you
So
can
I will stop my sharing and invite you.
She can share herself after you disconnect.
Okay, so let me show you. Okay, so this is one diagram. So it's just a highlight of all the pieces in this whole blueprint. So since it's offloading, right? So offloading means there's a device where typically you will run the AI inference, and then now because of the computation limitation, resource limitation, we offload to the edge, right? And then in the future, some of the additional further training may be offloaded to even to the cloud. So this is a diagram. Left side is device, middle piece is edge, where the KubeEdge will be in the picture, and the cloud side is the central piece. Because I think KubeEdge actually also has the cloud core part. So you see, that's why like the right now the green pieces, I just lump sum them with all under KubeEdge. But I understand that there are actually layers of these because, for example, IaaS may not be KubeEdge's responsibility. We can
right.
split that later. But the whole idea is, I think there's one thing sometimes it may be confusing is because the term of device here, the device is corresponding to the KubeEdge. Not the KubeEdge edge node. This device is like a cell phone, so it's different. The KubeEdge edge core part should be on this edge, and the cloud core part. Yeah. Okay. So that part. And the blue pieces, the 2 blue blocks, are the ML offloading services framework. It needs to be built on top of, not built, it'll run on top of a platform, a container platform. Now, I actually look at the KubeEdge code. I think there are some container edge, container management. I think the edge core is doing. So I don't know how much we can integrate that. So I actually, based on my my understanding, I drew a diagram like this. So the right side is the KubeEdge. The left side is the offloading framework, right? And if we see from the bottom, like if you look at that, the device in the KubeEdge will correspond to the device on the offloading framework side, and the edge piece is here. So for the edge, we actually rely on a edge pass container based to load our simple applications, right? So there's a service management part, the discovery, all these things. I don't know how much we can integrate with the edge core. So that is the piece we probably can discuss in detail. Probably not today, but that is an area we can discuss further. And then the other thing is for the ML floating part, there's some storage requirement. I just saw KubeEdge has a data store here. I don't know whether that's a storage exposed to the application level.
No, that's for the
internal
the application metadata.
Okay, because if I make an analogy, so the whole ML offloading service part is very similar to the right side, the app.
Yeah.
right? So basically, I want to understand what the app can do, right? So what services the Edge Core offer to the app. So we do for the app itself, we do have the need to install the basic ML framework, right? Like TensorFlow, these things. Right now it's container based, but can I use Edge Core to help to do the lifecycle management, or not lifecycle management? At least can I install on the Edge Core? Or if not, I probably can still, I mean, at least for release 1, I can still install just on the bare Kubernetes.
Yeah, if it's container-based, I think it's easy to run with the KubeEdge.
Yeah.
I mean, the containers can be managed by KubeEdge.
Right. So these are the details. We probably will spend some time to discuss more details together. And then also we have a Edge Cloud communication part, right? So right now, I just look at the Edge Hub on Cloud Hub. I think that's a communication channel we can leverage. But again, I don't know whether the Edge Hub. What are the APIs, right? Because it's not a Edge Hub we can directly access. I assume that's also a internal communication channel. When you allow the apps to access you will have to.
So currently the channel is for the metadata exchange, and we already set a plan to support especially streaming data in 1.3 release, the next release, and we want to expose that channel for the like metrics, and also for the data exchange between applications on the cloud and at edge.
Yeah, so I think eventually, because you do have this this communication channel already established, right? So you may package it and expose it in a form of API. So then we don't have to set up this communication channel ourselves. So we can just leverage whatever Edge Core can offer. In fact, that's a very attractive feature for the edge applications. So that part. Now, I think this is the overall integration architecture. I just show briefly. I think there are lots of details we can spend some time. I can actually write a list of questions, put on agenda or for next meeting, so we can have a better detailed topics to discuss. And overall, for the blueprint project, I think I talked to so we want to take it slow. The purpose of the first release is at least let's bring KubeEdge in the door into the Arduino community, and then we can do several releases, and each release we provide more information, or we expose more features of the KubeEdge itself. And also that will allow us to look at what the other Alibaba, Tencent, what they're doing, and see whether we have to put some effort in certain area, kind of heated. So this is the overall idea. Now, I guess we won't spend time discussing details today, but then I guess I asked the thing before, the resources from KubeEdge side to work on this, to help to set it up. Like say, for example, we will need a hardware platform and the KubeEdge installed on top of that. And what that platform should look like. So should we use, I know KubeEdge doesn't dictate, or it doesn't have a preference one or the other, but for Blueprint project, what's the easy way to do it? Would this require some community support, or Cloud Lab can make this happen on their own. So these are I put a resource bullet item in the agenda. So that is just something we probably need to discuss it over. Make sure all these pieces, there are people working on it.
Yeah, so just some basics from the KubeEdge community. Currently, the developers in the community have several options trying the underlying hardware. One is the Raspberry Pi, because that's almost the easiest get one, and many developers have one of them. But the limitation is that Raspberry Pi is not powerful enough. So some of people they just run virtual machines in different region to let's say to simulate the networking across cloud and edge, and because the machines is on the cloud, so it can be powerful. Yeah. For the other hardware platform, like we also did some investigation on like hardware like Huawei Atlas. I think we may need some we may need to recompile the binary from source code. But generally it's okay, and for the AI machine learning framework, I think community members have tried the TensorFlow, the TensorFlow Lite, I think, and also recently we have contributors tried run with ONNX. Actually, you can run with ONNX CPU option, so that's easier if you don't have GPU on the hardware. I think maybe because we're trying to running AI machine learning workload at the edge, so the edge node hardware it's better to be powerful.
Yeah, that's true. So I was thinking for at least for first release, we can just get a standard server, a typical rack server, and then make sure we won't have any hardware resource limitation, because we definitely don't want to spend time on that for the first release. We just want to, the functionality is there. Right. So then we can talk about, how to move the whole thing into a non-server, more customized, embedded hardware environment. I think that would be also useful, but that will take some effort on, optimizing the ML framework itself. That can be a little bit challenging, but I guess we have time for future releases to do that. But first release, if no disagreement, then we can shoot for a standard server. Cloud Labs seem to have a few servers available. If that's the case, I think In probably can help to coordinate a few. But even if we have the server, we still need people to configure to get all the things Edge Core up and running. So that is the piece probably needs some community help.
Yeah, I just want to add that it's important for the for people to reproduce the whole stack. I mean, publicly in whatever they have. So the comparison to the server you have, I think it's the virtual machines on the cloud. So I think the initial version, the implementation need to be able to reproduce on the virtual machines on the cloud.
Right.
Other than that, I think that's fine. The whole general, the software, I think it's always general.
Okay. I think today is the first time I joined this meeting after the new time. Is that every other week on Tuesday, your Wednesday, 10 a.m. is a meeting for KubeEdge?
Yeah, so we just get the community meeting update, and already it's already accepted on the project README, so you can find it. It's so we currently have 2 meetings. One is the one is Europe time, and one is the Pacific time. Each of them are bi-weekly, so we actually have meetings every week, but just shifting between these 2 times.
Okay. All right. I think today is more or less a introduction of the BP project. We'll have more details in the subsequent meetings.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's from my side. If any questions, you can shoot a question to me or in.
Yeah, I think the AI workload with Edge is very hot topic, and I'm looking forward to see we have more work on this blueprint, and hopefully it will help the cross-community collaboration to promote KubeEdge. Okay, I think that's all for today's meeting, and we almost used all the time. Anything anyone want to discuss? Or we're done today?
Nothing from me.
Yeah, it's about time. We just right on time.
Okay.
Yeah, this time works really well for us people in the West Coast. So thank you for accommodating.
Sure, welcome. All right, I think we're done today. So thank you everyone for attending the meeting. So the next one will be next week, the Europe time. I will update the agenda.
I think you can make the Google Calendar one so people can.
Yes, and I actually
you only do a Europe one. I only see that.
No, I actually refreshed the calendar. I think I forgot to send out the global notification when the calendar updated, but I do update it.
Cool.
So actually, you can also access from here the calendar. I added the calendar link and also the subscribe link, so you can. Hold on. Let me see if it's working. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
The network is slow. Anyway, I think it's there already, and you can access from the project README to get a unique view of the community meeting calendar. Yeah, it's already there. Oh, yeah, yes. Yeah, that's right.
Cool.
Okay. So thank you all for attending the meeting. See you next time.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Stay
Bye.
safe.
Bye.
Thank you.
The same to you.
Bye.
Bye.